Yodana everybody, and welcome to the Dacian Chicken Guys channel. Today, you're not going to see any chickens. Hope that's not too much of a disappointment. Today, I'm talking about my very first time to attempt to grow fodder as an additional food source for my chickens and maybe for my dogs or humans or whatever. So my first time trying to grow fodder. I looked at the internet, I looked at a bunch of YouTubers on there, and I saw how they did it. And they had these tremendous, successful, very thick fodder masses that grew. And I think I failed, but I wanted to share this with you because hopefully someone out there can tell me what I might have done wrong so I can try it again and do it right next time. I really appreciated the folks that had them on there. None of them had this exact same setup. Some of them had custom racks that they put on where they had the water that dripped down to the next level and the next level, and they kind of did a custom build. I wasn't able to do that, so I went on Amazon and I bought the Legigo 8-panel seed sprouter trays, soil-free cultivation. That's these plastic kits. And then the grain that I purchased was the Ernst Grain Livestock non-GMO whole barley seed. So these are barley seeds. Some channel said you can grow barley, you can grow wheat, you can grow something else. Somebody suggested barley. So I tried barley for the first time. And as you'll see here in a moment, it's not exactly the successful fodder channel that other people have had. And I'm hoping to get some help. So I'll first talk about my most recent ones. So I started out by placing the seeds in a glass jar, and I covered them with water. And I added a very small amount of Clorox bleach, as indicated in a lot of the instructions. And I let it sit for overnight. These two trays here started that. This has now been 7 days. And you can see here that we've got some barley growth, but there is a whole bunch of seeds that are doing absolutely nothing. This kit also came with these little pieces of kind of like a tissue paper, or a little bit thicker than a tissue paper. And I had these covering the seeds for the first several days until I had the first sprouts coming through. Maybe I should start backwards and start with this one. This tray, I let the seeds soak for 24 hours with a little bit of bleach in them. And then I had the paper covering them up until today. You can see now these have been 3 days. So this is after the 1 day soaking, 2 days soaking now. 1 day soaking, and then this is the 3rd day of growth. So you can see a little bit of growth there, but certainly, I don't know, maybe a tenth or less of the seeds seem to be showing any activity. I had this paper covering it, and they came with these covers here, which I had. I don't know, maybe the covers are the problem, I don't know. This is by our big window here, which gets a little bit of indirect sunlight every day. So this one was really started 3 days ago, and then these 3 were started 4 days ago. These 3 trays, I did something a little different. I wanted to experiment and try letting them soak for longer. Because I remember one of the channels, somebody let them soak for longer. These seeds soaked for 48 hours. As you can see here, it's much less growth. So I would say that soaking for 48 hours, definitely not a good thing. Because there's very, very little growth on these 3 trays. They're all about the same. And these have been 4 days. Now these have been 6 days, are these 2 here. These were soaked for only 24 hours, had the paper on, had the covers. Once these grew really tall, I just took the plastic covers off because I saw that most of the people that were growing fodder didn't have any covers at all. So these have 6 days of growth. This one has a little bit more than this one, as you can see here. This is barley, and not looking very like the beautiful, thick, lush fodder that some of the other channels has. And this one has been 7 days. So this was 24 hours of soaking the seeds with a very, like a tiny, like teaspoon or half teaspoon of bleach. because it was just a small jar, glass jar. And this has been 7 days. You can see here we do have more growth. That the barley that has grown has gotten quite tall, probably a good 5 inches or so. Some of them maybe a little bit taller. And I mean, I would say, you know, maybe of the seeds, maybe less than 10% have had any growth. So I'm not sure what's wrong. The trays, as you can see, if I can show you one of the trays all have holes cut in the sides and in the bottoms. You can see the bottoms have some root growth on the bottom. So there's holes in the sides and the bottom for proper drainage. And then these trays would catch any excess water. Now, they did say that I had to be watering them or giving them water a few times a day, which I did the entire time. At first, I would take them to the sink in the kitchen over there, and I would just use this kitchen sprayer, but it seemed kind of harsh because it would like push the seeds around. So I just got one of these little water bottles, Home Depot, and then I would just spray them down this way and give them a good soak so that all the seeds were nice and damp here. Sometimes there would be a little excess water in the tray below, and when that would happen, I would empty the tray below and clean it out, because as one of the people put that I was looking at, they said that you can get a funky smell. So we did get a little bit of a funky smell from that, I don't know, barley water or whatever you want to call it. These 3 trays here that were soaked for 2 days definitely have the least amount of growth. This last tray, which was just started 3 days ago, is showing a fair amount of growth, but again, nothing near, you know, if you look at the amount of seed growth, it's pretty small. I don't know if we need to keep this paper on there anymore. I'm not sure. The plastic bins did not come with any instructions about the paper. They just said to do it like this. So that's what I've got for my very first fodder failure, but you know, that's how we learn, is by making mistakes. So if you guys have any feedback, I'd love to hear about it on how I can improve this. Maybe they were bad seeds. Maybe, I mean, obviously something grew. Maybe barley's not a good starter one. Maybe I should have used wheat. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. And again, please subscribe, share, join the channel, leave a comment. I appreciate that. This is a new experience for me to try to do this channel while I'm kind of home on disability, because I had some back surgery. So I am definitely keeping myself occupied and having some fun chicken conversations. And again, hope you like the little flowers. This is my daughter's plumeria plants. We've got some tea leaves, and we got some beautiful leis around, but that's all part of the Tahitian culture. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Nana.